maybe we need to rename
Arizona's beach
to Playa Muerta because the beach at Puerto Peñasco, Sonora, Mexico is dead, thanks to the brilliant management of the southwest border by the U.S. government. Puerto Peñasco tourism screeched to a halt yesterday after U.S. border officials closed Lukeville, the main port of entry between Phoenix and the Mexican town, alternatively known as Rocky Point by many Americans, mainly Arizonans who visit and own property there. U.S. officials announced their plans to close the Lukeville port of entry indefinitely on Friday, so resources could be focused on dealing with a surge of illegal crossings in the area. Keith Allen of the Peñasco Business Coalition said visitors from Arizona fled Rocky Point over the weekend before the closure went into effect to avoid a potentially lengthy detour, having to drive unknown roads across Mexico so they can cross at the Nogales or San Luis ports of entry to get home, because those ones are open. And he says they're nervous, not knowing when the port will reopen, which is could affect the whole region's economy.
If this were to continue, people start putting their units on the market, flooding the market, and devaluing everyone's equity. And so there's a huge ripple effect from this closure that I don't think a lot of people realize.
And he says Mexican nationals are unable to cross for groceries or holiday shopping. So it's hurting Mexico's economy, and it's hurting the U.S. economy as well. So what's being done to fix this out-of-control situation on the Arizona border? I saw that almost half of the migrant encounters that happened across the entire southwest border of the entire U.S. over the weekend occurred in the Tucson sector. And CBP officer John Manell says his agency's working to make some changes, like increasing the consequences for crossing illegally.
We are increasing the number of people that we present to the U.S. Attorney's Office for prosecution for illegal entry and re-entry after removal.
And he says they're placing more migrants in the enhanced expedited removal program. I'd like to point out that it's not the men and women who man the border who are at fault. They are doing the best they can do with what they've been allowed to do and with the limited resources they've been allowed to have. None of this actually changes until the mindset of the Biden administration changes, away from the political thinking that being uber welcoming to migrants by providing virtually consequence-free illegal crossings will win them points with the far left wing of the Democratic Party and win another term in the White House for Joe Biden. But as a former political consultant, what I don't understand is why they allow this to go on in the swing state of Arizona. Why don't they let the state of California get overrun, a state that's already in the win column for Biden, or the state of Texas, which is virtually an impossible win for Joe Biden? No, they let it go on in Arizona. A swing state, a state that's up for grabs in the next presidential election. Man. Sounds like they don't really know how to do border security or politics in this White House.
Thanks for watching Sharper Point. Click to see more from Arizona's Morning News and tap the button in the middle to subscribe.